Hey there, friends. Derek here. Thanks for being with me on these 3-minute thoughts. Just a few minutes each weekday to slow down, open a chapter in the New Testament, and think a little bit deeper about what's actually being said and if there's any way to apply these words to our lives today. Today, we're going to be in John chapter 6. And this chapter starts with something relatively big. A massive crowd follows Jesus, and they're hungry. The disciples immediately get practical. We don't have enough food to feed all these people. But Jesus starts with what they do have. Something simple. 5 loaves, 2 fish, not enough until it is. Somehow, it's able to feed thousands with leftovers. It's one of those moments that's hard to ignore. And the crowd responds the way you might expect. They want more. In fact, they want to make him king. But here's where it gets interesting. Jesus doesn't lean into that momentum. He actually pulls away. And then later he crosses the lake and the crowd finds him again. And this time he addresses what's really going on. You are looking for me not because you saw signs, but because you ate the loaves and you had your fill. In other words, you're here for what I can give you, not for who I am. And that's a pretty honest observation. Then Jesus says something that shifts the entire conversation. I am the bread of life. Not just someone who provides bread, but the source of something deeper. He's pointing beyond physical hunger to something internal, the kind of hunger that shows up as restlessness, searching, always needing more. And he says, whoever comes to him will not hunger, and whoever believes will not thirst. But then his teaching gets difficult. He starts talking about eating his flesh and drinking his blood, language that sounds strange, even a bit unsettling. Many people will walk away because of this conversation. They were fine with the miracles, they were fine with the food, but this one's too much. But Jesus doesn't soften it to keep in the crowds. Instead, he turns to his disciples and says, "Are you going to leave me too?" But then Peter responds with something simple but powerful. Lord, to whom shall we go? You have the words of eternal life. Not we understand everything, not this all makes perfect sense, just where else would we go? And that might be the most honest moment of Peter's entire life. Because John 6 shows us something real about human nature. We're often drawn to what benefits us, what meets immediate needs, and what feels good or makes life easier. But when things get challenging, confusing, demanding, that's where the real decision shows up. So here's the reflection for today, an honest look at where our lives are today. What are you really looking for? Are you looking for quick answers? Immediate help? A slot machine version of prayer life? Something that works for now? Or are you looking for something deeper, even if it's harder to understand? Because this chapter suggests that what we're looking for will shape whether we stay or walk away. Hey, thanks for taking these few minutes with me today. Be well, friends.